You're scrolling social media and you see an ad for a 12-pack of Core Power protein shakes for just $11. You click the link. The site looks flawless. It's a well-made site. It's got the official images. You punch in your credit card, the screen spins, and then asks for a bank verification code. So you type it in, it popped up on your phone. The order completes and you wait for your milk. But that milk is never coming. Instead, our threat actor, let's call them Mal, just linked your physical credit card to a smartphone halfway across the world. And using an NFC relay network, they're bouncing that tap-to-pay signal over the internet to a local money mule walking into a Best Buy right now to buy a Creelander laptop on your dime.
It's gift cards. They're buying gift cards and sending the codes back to the boss.
We're tearing down a highly sophisticated cybercrime as a service skimming network. We're going to de-obfuscate their JavaScript, expose their web stock at C2 servers, and show you exactly how they hijack bank OTPs in real time. Let's dig in. It's a nice template. This is pretty good price for these products. This is some expensive milk. They show free shipping, and normally you'd have to pay a lot to ship milk, I would think. It's a popular product though, and this is a big discount. Let's take some products and add them to our cart. When you inspect the source code of the storefront, you might notice Mandarin pop out at you, the first thing you see. You scroll through and you see a lot of JavaScripts. Some of them are hosted on a second domain. That's a weird domain. That's a domain generating algorithm. IIWAOACZ online.com. If the storefront gets taken down, that's disposable. If the back-end keyboard smash gets taken down, that's disposable. They can keep firing up new storefronts and new backends all day long. Mal didn't write this all from scratch. The threat actors use big standard vendor files to camouflage their tiny lethal payloads and increasingly vibe coding. This technique seamlessly bypasses basic web application firewalls because the traffic simply looks like standard single-page application telemetry, just like a legitimate page. Right here, Mal isn't saving your credit card to a dusty WordPress database. The kit leverages libraries like socket.io to open a persistent WebSocket connection. As you type your credit card number, they're streaming your keystrokes. It's not just about stealing the card though, it's about return on investment. Notice this pixelbridge.js file. Mal's syndicate is buying ads on Facebook and TikTok to drive traffic to this fake site. Because the checkout form is loaded inside a cross-domain iframe, this bridge script fires a tracking pixel back to the main page when the victim submits their card. They're basically training the ad algorithm to find more vulnerable targets. Before the attacker even tries to steal the card, the server checks the bank identification number, the BIN. It's the first 8 digits of the card. If it flags as a prepaid gift card or a virtual burner, they know those cards can't be added to Apple Pay, and they know that researchers use them. The attacker's script drops the connection. So I want to be clear that to complete the demonstration, we're forcing through this last step. So Mal has your card numbers. Why not just max it out online, max out that card? Because a sudden $2,000 purchase can trigger fraud alerts. But banks trust digital wallets that have biometric verification. Apple Pay, Google Wallet, and Samsung Pay. So Mal tries to load your card into their phone.
Mal sees something like this pop up on their phone. They choose text message verification.
When Apple pings the bank texts you a one-time password to verify the device. This is where the skimmer leverages human psychology. You're already in the mindset of making a purchase by leveraging Vue as a single-page application. The C2 server just sends a command to change the app's state. You're not reading the fine print. You want that cheap milk. When the loading spinner on your screen suddenly disappears and the site asks you for that OTP, You might not even question it.
These graphical glitches are present on the site, but they're way more noticeable in the recording, by the way. On there it is, there's the order complete, and the attacker now has your credit card attached to their digital wallet, their Google Pay, Apple Pay, Samsung Pay, whatever, so they can bypass a lot of fraud detection. And this isn't purely an automation. The attacker is sitting there on the back end and they can adjust the flow as needed so they can complete their objective and add the card. For example, if SMS verification isn't an option when they get your credit card number,
suppose that particular credit card issuer doesn't support SMS verification for Apple's wallet. So instead, the attacker sees a prompt that gives them the option of calling the bank or receiving a code through email. So they select email.
They can send the command to the interface to go with an email verification.
That causes the bank to email a verification code to the victim. The scammer needs to convince the victim to type that code into the site under the pretext that they're completing the transaction.
Or if it's an in-app verification, they can send the command to prompt you for the in-app verification. It's not a static process. Whatever steps the bank says need to be done to add the card to the wallet, the scammer pushes the prompt to the victim's screen, telling them to take those steps. But the interface is designed and built to make you think those are the steps for purchasing the milk and not steps for adding your card to the scammer's wallet.
The thing is about how this scales. We're talking about like Mal there sitting alone in a basement. No, that's not how it is. It's a lot of people alone together in a basement, a big basement, full of monitors and full of phones. Their boss posts to underground Telegram guaranteed groups to find the boots on the ground for the cash out. Here's an example of one. Look at this specific message. See here they're talking about holding Apple. It means they have the Apple Pay with the card linked to it, and they're recruiting people to cash out. Notice the character for car popping up everywhere. Need a car, bring all kinds of cars. In syndicate slang, a car isn't a thing with a steering wheel. It's a different kind of vehicle. It's a conduit, a money mule, we often say in the US. They were requesting mules with blank devices ready to receive relayed payment data. So a local mule answers that ad. They download the Relay app, a system based on the open source NFC gate. They walk into a retail store and grab a high value item, like a MacBook or some really expensive milk, perhaps.
It's gift cards. They're buying gift cards and sending the codes back to the boss.
$4,089.56.
Approved.
Here you go. Have a good one.
When the mule in the retail store taps their phone to the register, their app streams the terminal's radio signal over the internet to that basement overseas full of phones, and one of those phones authorizes the Apple Pay transaction using the stolen card number attached to its wallet, generates the cryptogram, and streams that cryptogram back to the mule in the US or Europe in milliseconds. Register beeps, the receipt prints, and the mule walks out with the expensive electronics, the milk.
It's gift cards.
It's called ghost tapping, and it allows overseas operators to run a fleet of cars to cash out stolen credit cards in cities across the globe at the same time, at scale. If a deal on social media, like cheap milk, looks too good to be true, it probably is. More importantly, if you're ever checking out and the site asks for a code that pops up on your phone and says it's for Apple Pay or for a digital wallet, close the tab immediately. There's a rule, it's Rule 30-something. If something exists, there's a scam of it. We actually took a look and pulled up quite a few. Check this one out. Check this out. They're not even trying to sell you the milk. It's a milk Ponzi scheme. Buy into the milk website and you get paid daily returns on your milk investment.
Guaranteed returns.
Thanks for going behind the surface with us today. Hit subscribe if you want to see more teardowns of the infrastructure attacking you every day. Drink milk.
Behind the surface, follow the chain from initial